I already did rainbow sugar cookies, so now I gotta do funfetti cake. I got to.
Alright, so here I am upping my vanilla cake game again because I'm always trying to improve myself as the years go on. In a large bowl, I have some softened unsalted butter and some granulated sugar, and I'm just going to cream them both together until I get a creamy consistency. It's going to be a little grainy, but once we add the other ingredients, it'll be even better. Next, in a bowl, I'm going to make my eggs room temperature. I want to take the chill out because room temperature eggs are actually better for baking because you'll get a smoother consistency at the end. Next, I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. While that's happening, I'm separating my egg yolks and my egg whites. The egg yolks will help with moisture while the egg whites make it more fluffy. I'm adding the egg yolks with the butter and the sugar. And next, let's talk about vanilla extract. We're talking about pure versus imitation. And this is something I never addressed before, so let's talk about it.
And I have to say, for about a year now, I've been using nothing but imitation vanilla extract, and that's because I just prefer the flavor of it as a stronger vanilla flavor. But if you prefer more of an alcohol taste, then go for pure vanilla extract. I will say, though, this is a lot less expensive, and if you prefer that stronger vanilla flavor, go in this direction. I'm not saying one is better than the other, I'm just saying go with your preference.
Going to add that to my bowl, and I'm just going to mix that up until everything is combined. And next, I'm also going to add some avocado oil. I couldn't decide between butter or oil, so I decided to use both. This is going to make your cake very, very moist and delicious. And I decided to use avocado oil instead of vegetable oil. You can use vegetable oil if you'd like. Avocado oil is a little bit healthier, so that's what I go with. Next, I'm going to sift my dry ingredients. I got some all-purpose flour, some cornstarch. I also have some salt and baking powder. And then I'm just going to sift all of these ingredients together into my bowl. And this will be great because you won't have to worry about lumps of flour in your batter. And next, I'm going to take a rubber spatula and I'm just going to fold my dry ingredients into my wet ingredients. And you'll notice as you're doing this, the batter is going to be very, very thick. And do not worry, do not be scared. We ain't done yet. Next, I'm going to add some milk. You can use any type of milk you like. I'm using whole milk, but any type of milk will work in this recipe. And I'm just going to switch from my rubber spatula to a whisk. This will make things a lot easier. And I'm just going to mix this all together until I get a much smoother batter. But again, we are not done yet, because now we have to fluff up our egg whites. In a large bowl, I have my egg whites, and I'm also adding the rest of my sugar. And the reason why you want to add sugar to the egg whites is so that everything remains stable. You don't have to worry about the egg whites breaking at all while mixing them. I let my electric mixer go for about 4 to 5 minutes until I got soft peaks. They don't have to be super stiff, that's totally fine. Your cake will still come out nice and fluffy with soft peaks, and this is looking pretty good, so it's time to put this into the batter. With my rubber spatula, I'm going to add my egg whites a little bit at a time. You don't want to add them all in at the same time because it'll be a total mess. We want to do this in baby steps, so you have to be patient. It will take a little while, but trust me, in the end, you'll get a better result. I'm doing this very gently because if I don't, I'm going to break the batter, so please don't use a whisk for this, use a rubber spatula, and if you do use a whisk, again, be very, very gentle. This batter is looking absolutely perfect, so next, it's time to add our sprinkles, which is why we're calling this funfetti cake. We're going to fold these in very carefully as well until it looks like all the sprinkles are incorporated in there and they're not sticking out. And this is looking great, so it's time to pour this into a greased 9-inch baking pan lined with parchment. And I'm just going to pour that all in there, and I want to smooth out the top because I do not want a lopsided cake. And this is going to go into a 350 degree Fahrenheit oven for 30 to 35 minutes. When you take it out of the oven, make sure you give it the toothpick test, make sure it's baked all the way through, and it should, and this is looking great and nice and golden brown. I'm letting this cool for 10 minutes before I take it out of the pan. I'm just taking a butter knife and I'm going around the edges. It shouldn't stick if you grease this well enough, but I like to be better safe than sorry, and I'm just going to flip that over. And even though I put that parchment paper on the bottom and it shouldn't stick at all, I like to give it a few taps on top, take the pan off, and this is looking great. Peel off your parchment paper and let this cool off completely. This should take about another, 40 to 45 minutes. And then for your topping, you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to use some cream cheese icing. And I know that I'm a cake decorator, but again, I've mentioned this before, when I decorate at home, I'm super duper lazy. I'm just more focused on the cake than the actual decorating because, well, I'm hungry and I have a major sweet tooth. And I'm just doing a very quick design on top here. Very, very simple, just a little swirl on top. And it doesn't really matter because I'm just going to cover this all in sprinkles anyway. But when you make this cake for yourself, the decorating part is completely up to you. So go crazy. Speaking of which, I think I went a little crazy with the sprinkles here, but that's because I really, really love sprinkles. It's a funfetti cake though. It's supposed to be fun. It's in the name. Now, let's eat this thing. Now that I'm looking at this, I realized I should have bought candles for myself to celebrate my unbirthday, but it's okay. Maybe next time. I made sure to give myself a nice big slice because not only am I eating it to enjoy it, but I need to study it. I'm doing this for science, you guys. This is very, very important. I gotta tell you, I'm very proud of this one. It's looking beautiful. I love the colors that are going on, but I didn't want to overdo it with the sprinkles on the inside because I still want to taste that vanilla cake. I want to make sure I have a good recipe on my hands. Those of you that have been following my channel for a while know that I've had problems with vanilla cake in the past. Don't worry, nothing traumatizing. It's just coming up with a good recipe was a lot harder than I thought it would be. It was actually easier coming up with a chocolate cake recipe. But this is easily the best vanilla cake I've made so far. I'm sure I'm going to make another one in the future that is maybe better than this one, but as of right now, this gets an A+. Very, very happy, and overall, a very good funfetti recipe. And this would be perfect for birthdays, so if your birthday's coming up, or if a friend's birthday is coming up, or a family member, make this for them. I'm sure they'll greatly appreciate it. It has that great vanilla flavor and a fluffy consistency that is perfect for any type of cake. Alright guys, I hope you all enjoyed this one. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.